Hello my lovelies, today I am making a plaque to go outside in front of a tiny little rose bush that our beautiful friend Jane sent to us. It's called Never Forgotten and it came with this little wooden plaque. My thinking is that I want to put it onto like a mini trinket tray and turn that into a little plaque outside that's going to peg into the ground. I've printed off some beautiful yellow rose paper because when I've looked online, when I've scanned the QR code that came with the rose bush, apparently the Never Forgotten is going to bloom a beautiful yellow in the summer. If it turns out it blooms a different colour, I've got an excuse to make a new plaque. But anyway, that's the thinking. So I'm just about to weigh out my Eco Resin. It's Aqua Cast from Chem, and it's a 3:1 ratio. So I'm just going to start off with my water first and add that. I do find it mixes better when you add your water first. Okay, I've reset that to 0, so I'm going to start adding the powder now.
Part of our spell.
So move the scales out the way. Start mixing this in. I always do use a bigger tub, much larger tub than I need, because it can make quite a few splashes and a bit of mess when you first start mixing. You just keep stirring until it's nice and smooth and there's no lumps and it all looks well mixed. And make sure you scrape the bottom and the sides. Don't want to leave any powder or powdery lumps in there. As you can see, that's really still quite thick, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water. The beauty of this is that it doesn't have to be exact. You can mix it until you're happy with the ratio yourself or the consistency. Funny feeling I've made this one just a little bit too watery now. Oh, that's okay. That's what I want. It's kind of like a double cream consistency, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so pop that aside. So what I've got here is a medium-sized trinket tray. It came in a set from Temu, and that's what I'm using today. I've also got some golden suede from Homeware Design, which I'm going to be using. I'm just going to pop in a couple of drops. Oh, 2 there. That wants to come out quite thick. I'd say there's probably more like 4 drops in there, to be honest, but not to worry. So as you can see, it's just like that. I am not going to stir it all in. I'm just going to swirl it so there's lots of white area left, and then I'm going to pour it into the tray.
Coastal charms, creating magic and stories to tell. Trinkets and treasures, memorial pieces, and gifts, all part of our spell.
So what we're going to do is just gently, because I don't want to disturb the colouring on this too much, is just tap the sides, encourage any bubbles that are hiding in there just to come to the surface. I do think there's just a little bit too much in there. Probably have to end up trimming off. Oops. Try and scoop just a little bit out of that. And then get the tissue and just clean up the edge. you have about a 15 to 20 minute working time on this, and it's perfect for doing an outside plaque as well, because once it's been sealed, it's weatherproof as well, UV resistant, weatherproof. So it is the perfect medium to use if you want to make something like this yourselves.
Coastal charms, creating magic and stories to tell.
A bit more tissue, as clean as we can. Okay, so there it is. I'm just going to leave that to set for a couple of hours. I think I've got enough left in here to put into a little flower mould, so I'm just going to pop and have a look to see where I've got that and see if we can fill it. Okay, so we've got this teeny tiny flower mould from Into Resin. I'm just going to pour it into there and see how that comes out. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so I'll pop you on hold and then we'll be back in about 2 hours. Right, so now we're ready for the demould. Oh, I like that. I do really like that a lot. It's lovely, lovely little pattern to it. And all nice and smooth, don't need any sanding on any of the edges, no bubbles, absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's have a look at the little flower that I made. Be really careful on moulding this. Oh wow, look how beautiful is that. There you go, can you see? So pretty, really like that. And I did actually have enough to just stick some things in this mould as well. So we have some little tiny daisies as well. Just clean up the little edges on some of these, but aren't they pretty? Just got a few little, but he just wants to flake off anyway, look, because it's nice and thin, just get nailed between the petals, and that's more than fine. Do it on all of them, look. Just neaten it all up. Yep, really happy with those. And then we've got that one. And again, just peel it from the back. There we go, look. Lovely. Got two teeny ones as well. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can. That's so delicate. And the teeniest of all. Oh no, that's broken. I thought that was just a bit too tiny. But never mind. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with those. Okay, so let's pop the mould out the way, clean that in a bit. So now we need to get our paper. I did print it really, really large, and then I decided I wanted something a little bit smaller. So I've got to work out which part I want on the, I think, across there like that. So I'm just going to get my pencil and go around the edge. Oh, that's about right, isn't it? We've just lost the end of my pencil. See if I've got enough just to go around there. There we go, look. Perfect. So I'll move that out the way. Put that there. Just inside the line, because we're going to need it a little bit smaller than the actual tray itself.
Gifts all part of our spell.
just check that. So it is going to be a bit too big still, so what I'm going to do is just run my nail around the edge to get the imprint, and then lay it back out and just cut around that fold line on the back.
Sparkle and flowers, beauty and reflection and night. Coastal charms catching your eye, the works of imagination. The limit is the sky. From glitz and glam.
Okay, so then we're going to pop that in there. Yeah, just like that. So what I'm going to do is just pop that to the side, because that is going to need to dry out before I really do anything with it. And we're going to Mod Podge the front and back of this. I'm saying Mod Podge, it's actually gesser. So we're just going to gesser the front and back of this and allow it to dry. And when that's completely dry, we'll get it stuck. And after the tray's had enough time to dry out a little bit, we'll get it stuck on. Okay. So this goes on white, but it does dry. Oh no, actually I've got an awful feeling this isn't the one that dries clear. Or if not, I've got plenty more paper. I'm just wondering if this is the one that dries clear or not. I actually can't remember now. Goodness knows my brain's not with it at the moment. I'm making the silliest mistakes and saying the silliest things. So if that doesn't dry clear, I will have a rethink of what I'm going to cover that with. But never mind. Okay, I've already got my backup plan. I've cut another piece of paper. I've got my diamond painting sealer. It's usually used for diamond painting, but I know it's a PVA, it dries clear, so I'm just going to add a little bit to that, to the second piece of paper I've cut as a backup plan, so that whatever happens, I'm good to go. Okay. It's got a handy little sponge applicator on the end as well. Just squeeze it through. It's coming out clear as well, so this is perfect. So we'll just spread that along.
Coastal charms catching your eye, the works of imagination. The limit is the sky.
There you go. Nicely covered front and back. So we'll leave both of these pieces of paper to dry, and at least one of them will be ready to use in a couple of hours or so. There we go. I have a funny feeling it's going to be the second piece with the diamond painting sealer on there. So we're back the next day, and as you can see, that did dry white and it's pretty useless. So I'm going to use my pre-prepared one that I did with the PVA glue. As you can see, it's a lovely fit. So the idea is that we're going to, just getting the focus a bit better, going to stick that into the tray. I'm going to use my little flowers, I think, like this, just around the edges. So I'm going to stick those into place, like so. I think something like that. see, just top there and bottom there, and then the thinking is to put that little wooden plaque in the middle. That's what we're going with, and then obviously my husband's going to 3D print some pegs. We're going to stick to the back of it and it's going to peg into the ground. That's the thinking for the plaque anyway. Okay, so I've got some acetate and I'm just about to stick the paper inside in between two sheets. Smooth it out quite nicely. And I'm going to put the second layer on top and just glue that on as well. Don't want to add too much glue and soak it all through, but just add a really tiny amount. So with the PVA layer it had front and back yesterday, it's like a double layer as it goes into the acetate. Just go slightly around the edge on there because I do want it all to stick. There we go. So we'll line this up and smooth that over, and I'm just going to cut around that.
Coastal charms, creating magic and stories to tell.
So let's pop that out the way. And there we are. Got it covered front and back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in with some super glue and just get this. I don't know if I need to glue it in or not because I'm going to go over with, oh look, I do need to trim a little bit of this, just a little bit more. Got to leave a lip, I don't want to go right up to where the paper edge is. It's still got to lay flat as well. Let's try that one. Is that going to sit in a lot better? Let's have a look. We don't need it pushing up anywhere. There we are, and there we have it. So I am just going to pop a little bit of super glue in place, to keep this in place while we carry on working.
To understated art, classy creations from the heart. Coastal charms, creating magic and stories to tell. Trinkets and treasures.
Obviously I haven't gone right to the edges because I don't want to end up gluing my fingers to it. Push that down flat. That's that in nicely in place. Okay, so obviously I want the wood to be nice and sealed as well, so what I'm going to do with that is just go on with a little bit of UV resin. I'm just going to end up trimming it off because I am going to probably go over the sides as well. I think I'll just get a glove on for this, or some gloves on for this next bit. Right, so what I'm going to do is just spread this around, right up to the edges, around the sides as well, and get everything nicely coated. And then we're going to pop that under the light for a couple of minutes. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just stick the baking paper to it. That wasn't clever, was it? Oh dear, hang on a minute. Definitely don't want to mess this up. Pop down my spare silicone sheet for the second, do the second side. Just give that a really quick sand off there. We don't want the paper residue on there at all. There we go. Right. Now we're going to go and cover the front side.
Your world bright, sparkle and flowers.
Okay, and just pop that away from the drips and give that a cure for 2 minutes. Okay, so that's all that done. So I'll just pop that out of the way for a sec. I'll clean up later. So we're nicely covered, front and back. It's all sealed in, the sides as well. It's all good to go. So I'm just going to super glue this in place. Quickly give that a wipe around with the wet wipe before it sets. Right, it's okay. Leave that to do its thing. And then what we're going to do is just add the flowers into place, and again just with a little bit of super glue on the back. Just a little bit. Put that in.
Coastal charm.
Give all of them a chance to set. Okay, so everything feels like it's nice and secure. So now I'm going to very carefully pour the UV resin just in thin layers. We'll build it up.
Catching your eye.
Give it a chance to level itself out. Go where it needs to go.
It is the sky. From glitz and glamour to
So obviously it's not going to be a tray, it is a plaque, so I want to fill it right up. So I've got that there like that. Just check for any bubbles. Don't want to trap any bubbles in at this stage. So I can see one there, so I get my little pokey tool and just tease that out. Just double check there's none hiding where the little petals are. Let's have another look. Okay, I think we're okay there. So I'm going to put the UV light over it for, I think, I'm going to do 3 minutes. And then come back, and when I'm doing the final there, that'll be a good 5 minutes minimum. Okay, so that's had its first 3 minutes, and I'm actually quite happy with how this is looking. So then if we just go over and just put as much as we can in on this one.
coastal charms, catching your eye. Works of imagination. The limit is the sky.
Okay, we'll pop that back under. Okay, and then we're going to come on with the top final layer.
From the heart, coastal charms, creating magic and stories to tell. Trinkets and treasures, memorial pieces, and gifts, all part of our spell.
Bubbles I can see. Tease them out. Alright, and we'll put that under for a good 5 minutes at least. Okay, so that's that all done. It's all sealed in nicely with the UV resin. I'm really happy with that. So So it was just the Let's Resin UV clear hard type that I used for all of that. It's a nice, quite a thin all-purpose resin. So what I'm going to do now is all the surface edges that are just Eco Resin and no UV, I'm just going to seal them with something called Finishing Touch. It's by Homewide Design, where I get my Eco Resin pigments from. This is hand blended, it's coconut oil and soy wax, and it's a natural sealer. It's a water repellent and it protects against sunlight and everything as well, and helps prevent fading. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this out of the pot and pop it onto the back there. Just spread it about a little bit. So we're just going to rub that in. You can see already the difference in the colours. Look how vibrant this bit is compared to over here. It really does bring your colours out. Look, so all this has got really dark gold, and this is staying quite pale up here. It really is good stuff. So it not only protects the piece that you've created, but it really does help to enhance the colours as well. And give that a really good rub and work it in. It smells lovely as well. It really does smell nice. So I'll just pop that down. And we'll get some to go around the edges. And spread that around. And we'll just give the edge a really good see. Look at the colours coming out. It's such a beautiful gold. What was the colour I used on there again? So it was Golden Suede. Absolutely beautiful. I've never used any of their Eco Resin pigments that I haven't liked, I have to say. They never ever disappoint. Okay, so I'll just get some more wax. It's a handy little scraping tool that comes with this as well. Chances are you don't need it quite as much as I'm using. I do know it goes a long way, but I think I'm more conscious because I know this is going to be an 100% outside piece, so I want to make sure it's got a really good layer on it. Don't want any water getting in anywhere and ruining it. I think I'd be devastated. Really good rubbing. Try not to press too hard. I don't want to break those flowers underneath, especially this one because the rose really does protrude. Right, and then I should have enough now just to load the sponge up and do this top edge. I will clean the resin later when it's had chance to seal, and I've put the second layer of sealer on as well. I'll come back and just wipe the wax residue off the UV resin there that's hardened. But look at that, it's made the colours come up so beautifully. The whole thing is just vibrant, and it is truly stunning. So what I will do is give this a couple of hours and then come and give it another layer. Okay, so everything's sealed and it's been left a few days, so I've got the super glue and I'm just going to stick these garden pegs to the back and see if they do the job of holding it up.
Beauty and reflection and night. Coastal charms catching your eye.
Just get some rubbing alcohol and clean off the top where we waxed it yesterday to make sure that's nice and clear. No wax residue on the actual epoxy resin. And there we go, job's a good one.
Coastal Charms.